on this computer. Okay. Hi, hello, everyone. Good day. Today we are here as Team 4 presenting our presentation for process design and analysis for our case study presentation for ethics for engineers. My name is Chad Gardner.
My name is Kennedy Henderson.
And my name is Jacqueline Fuller.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. And as mentioned earlier, the focus of this presentation is for us to analyze a case study regarding ethics for engineers and what methods are ethical, what are unethical, and see the various scenarios that we'll be going forward into. This is where I'll transition over to Kennedy.
For the case study we have selected, it was option A for the options given to us, and I will now read it to you all. Engineers of Company A prepared plans and specifications for machinery to be used in a manufacturing process, and Company A turned them over to Company B for production. The engineers of Company B, in reviewing the plans and specifications, concluded that Company A engineers included certain miscalculations and technical difficulties original plans and specifications might endanger the lives of persons in proximity to it. The engineers of Company B called the matter to the attention of appropriate officials of their employer, who in turn advised Company A of the concern expressed by the engineers of Company B. Company A replied that its engineers believed that the design and specifications for the equipment were adequate and safe, and that Company B should proceed to build the equipment as designed and specified. The officials of Company B instructed its engineers to proceed with the work. I will now pass it back to Chad to answer the first question.
Thank you, Kennedy. So one of the first questions that was asked of us regarding this case study that we have chosen for our analysis stems from what are the ethical obligations of the engineers of Company B under the stated circumstances. So as mentioned earlier, Company A basically brought forward plans and specifications for a new project, while Company B were given the task of going forward with these plans to actually produce the work. So based on my understanding and answering this question, one of the key things that came under the ethical obligations of the engineers of Company B under the stated circumstances were making sure that they adhere to the highest principles of ethical conduct, maintaining high standards of honesty and dignity, not only dignity, but integrity, and also ensuring that the engineering practices that are done in a safe and healthy manner, as well as reviewing plans and specifications from engineers of Company A. In order to justify my answer, these are some initial conclusions that were made after analyzing the National Society of Professional Engineers code of ethical conduct, which allowed for me to justify some of the decisions made by Company B in this scenario. One of the main important things that I was able to draft from this is that engineering companies that are involved in industrial processes or in the manufacturing any form of goods, as engineers, they have the responsibility of reviewing other engineers' work. And this was one of the main concepts and aspects of Company B in this scenario, which they were doing as mentioned earlier in the case study by Kennedy. This is where I will transition over to Jacqueline, who will cover the next question.
Thank you, Chad. So in question 2, it is stated as follows. As the employer of engineers in Company A, what would your response likely be to the reaction of engineers in Company B? The answer my team provided consists of having the employer of engineers in Company A to have plans and calculations reviewed by individual group of engineers separate of both parties, Company A and B. In addition, the use of machinery that is under evaluation will be prohibited until the final approval of the individual engineer group. So some of the justifications for the answers that we provided were included in the NSPE Code of Ethics for Engineers. So in section 3 of professional obligation in the NSPE explains how engineers shall be guided in all their relations by the highest standard of honesty and integrity. Engineers shall acknowledge their errors and shall not alter any facts. If Company B has found a mistake in Company A's calculations, it is the responsibility of Company A to reevaluate the plans and calculations to ensure safety to their clients, employee, and public. The second justification is taken from the section of rules of practice. Engineers have an obligation to notify the correct authority if actions and concerns are unsafely not taken heed to. And with that being said, I will now pass it over to Kennedy for the third question.
Thank you, Jacqueline. My last question for this case study is who should take responsibility if after manufacture the machinery mis for a few reasons. Firstly, according to Section 3, Number 1, Part A of the NSPE Code of Ethics, all engineers shall acknowledge their errors and shall not distort or alter the facts. Therefore, in this case, Company A should have taken it upon themselves to conduct more research, and Company B should not have felt comfortable to continue with this project. Which brings me to my next justification. Engineers shall not complete, sign, or seal plans and or specifications that are not in conformity with applicable engineering standards. If the client or employer insists on such unprofessional conduct, they shall notify the proper authorities and withdraw proper authorities, because if they believe that there were miscalculations and deficiencies that were not corrected that could harm the public, they were in the wrong to continue to plan and work on this project, which resulted in their prediction. Lastly, and most importantly, the safety of the public is also important. According to Section 2, Number 1, engineers shall hold paramount to the safety, health, and welfare of the public. And it is then followed with if engineers' judgment is overruled under circumstances that endanger life or property, they shall notify their employer or client and such other authority as may be appropriate. All engineers should take full responsibility because that allows the assumption someone within proximity of the machinery has gotten hurt. In this case, all engineers would have performed poorly to have allowed this to happen. With that being said, I will now pass it back to Chad to give our acknowledgements.
Thank you, Kennedy. And with this, it's with due respect that we extend our thanks to Dr. Irving Osborne Lee, carried us through a very informative and revealing semester, not only learning, but also understanding the importance of when it regards to ethical behaviors in the engineering field, the engineering profession, because it not only provides us the necessary tools that we need separate from our understanding of engineering on a whole, but provide us the necessary information needed to carry us out into the working world, and also provide the necessary importance that's provided to us regarding understanding the concepts of handling engineering practices in a professional manner and safe manner, and maintaining that with due respect. And so forth, we want to give thanks to our viewers and thank again Dr. Osborne Lee for this opportunity. And this is where this ends our presentation. Thank you.